Liu Woods was a good boy. He always did as told. He got good grades. He always tried to keep his younger brother out of trouble. And he had his passion for art and poetry. Good boys didn't end up where he had been. But he had ventured himself because he loved his brother too much to let Jeff go in the place. He had been a lonely, terrifying experience. Now it had been weeks since Liu had been released from the horrible place, only to see his little brother in such a desolate state. He visited as often as he could after school. Jeff couldn't speak, but that didn't stop Liu from trying to keep his brother entertained. He told him about mundane things like what he had had for lunch, about how he still hadn't made any friends. This one boy kept calling him a prison reject, and how he was saving up to buy a new game for Jeff. All Liu could think about at school was his brother, stuck in the hospital. Jeff did not have a hospital roommate, but Liu had the feeling it was just as lonely for his sibling without him, as it was for Liu when he was in that joke of a correction facility. Time passed by quick enough though, and the doctor was ready to release Jeff. Liu felt nervous as the bandages were slowly removed. He had to remind himself that no matter what his brother looked like now, he was still the boy who would play fight with him, play video games with him, and relied on him as a role model. The cloth was removed as his mother's scream told Liu that what he saw wasn't an illusion. He swallowed back the feeling of his lunch crawling up his throat and told his brother, "It's not that bad," his first lied to his brother. Jeff's reply and laughter only marked the teenager's hair stand up on his neck. That night, Liu fell asleep after some thought. He was sure he had already gotten used to Jeff's face. It was still only his brother after all, no matter what he looked like. He woke up to the sound of a thud. There was a gut feeling in his stomach, informing him that something wasn't right, but he ignored it and tried to go back to sleep. There was no success in calming himself down, looked up again. A hand roughly covered his mouth, making him lash out until Liu was pushed over onto his bed. His assailant pinned him down. Some kind of liquid hit his forehead, and he realized two things. The person above him was Jeff, and that he was bleeding from freshly made gouge in his cheeks. The kitchen knife reflected in the dim moonlight coming from the window as he thrashed, trying to scream under his hand. "Shh," his young sibling cooed softly, like a mother talking to her newborn. "Go to sleep." The pain of the knife digging into his chest slightly was painful. The cut was following on his abdomen was the worst kind of pain the boy had ever felt. Not even the time Liu had cut himself deeply with the knife compared to the burning sharp pain. The blade slid across his belly, increasing the pain and blood pooling around the sheets. Jeff seemed to have given up keeping him silent, moving his other hand to Liu's abdomen. The older boy was still screaming his head off as the lunatic stuck his hand inside the incision and gripped something inside. "My organs," Liu thought as the horror set in with the world blurring and finally going dark. He wasn't sure if he had heard Jeff say "Goodnight, big brother" or not before passing out. Liu's eyes fluttered, his thoughts too scattered to form anything coherent. "Oh good, he's awake," a female voice. Everything was blurred and out of focus as a shadowy blob passed over him. "Hey kid, take it easy. I know everything's been rough on you, but don't worry, you're safe now. He won't be able to touch you here." "He?" Liu thought for a moment to process the word. He who? Who's he? Where am I? Oh God, it hurts. "Calm down, kid. You're going to drive your heart monitor crazy." His soft pleasure gripped his hand and Liu's eyes closed, trying to relax. "I'll tell the doctor to up your dosage. You're lucky, kid. That psycho bastard had already killed quite a few people. He looks like a demon or something from the police sketches. Wouldn't want to run into him in an alley at night." Liu frowned. He? Oh, right, Jeff. His brother had said goodnight to him after finally coming home, and then... Wait, did he just call his brother a demon? His eyes snapped open wide. It was now he noticed that the loud, rapid beeping noise of the heart monitor as he caught sight of the nurse by his bedside. He hadn't even realized he had started to sit up until she pushed him back down. Liu's eyes trailed to her tool by his bedside. "Kill her," a voice insisted. "Wow, you're really rowdy. Please try and calm down before I have to get the..." She didn't get to finish her sentence as Liu stabbed scissors from the tray, jabbing it into her eye. "Shut up," he said slowly. "Shut up, shut up, shut up." His voice picked up as he pulled back, stabbing her again to the lullaby of her screams. And again, the fourth time, he lost track after he had already fallen to the floor, her good eyes staring up at him blankly and his hands covering her blood, dead. "Get out of here." Liu didn't think twice. He got up, stumbling his way to the chair as he had fresh clothes on. There was a little card that said, "Get well soon, Billy." He threw it aside and quickly got dressed, hissing in pain where he tried to bend the wrong way on his stitches. One look in the mirror revealed his body was littered with stitches. "Those are new," he thought as he finished pulling his shirt on and walking back to the corpse. "You're so goddamn annoying, and my brother is not a bastard or a demon. I beg to differ, but whatever." The voice was ignored as he shoved the corpse under the bed and used paper towels from the bathroom joined to the room to try and clean up the blood as much as possible. Hopefully that would buy him time as he left the room and slowly navigated the hospital for the exit. Every once in a while his stomach flared up in pain to protest, but Liu knew he couldn't turn back now. Jeffrey Woods was a murderer. Liu Woods was too.